There is a common misnomer in language arts classes that teachers expect you to figure out what an author is trying to say in their text. But the reality is, what the author meant to say with their text actually matters very little. And that sounds strange to most of us because whenever we write anything, we invariably write with intent, which is to say we want to convey a message. But today, we are going to learn about textual analysis and what it means. I'm Mr. Wong, and words matter. So, if you've ever seen the movie V for Vendetta, you'll know that the character V is obsessed with having his message heard by the greater London audience. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, highly recommend. But regardless, there's a scene where V breaks into a TV studio and broadcasts the message to the city, and he talks about censorship and why the government is so eager to command the narrative and news. To quote, "Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and to those who will listen, the enunciation of truth." He goes on to talk about how the truth is there's something very wrong with London, blah, blah, blah. But the point here is his emphasis on the importance of words. Because the reality is, words convey meaning, and you don't need to know who said something or why they said it in order to figure out what the words themselves are saying. For example, take the following sentence. Sally went to the store. You don't need to know who wrote that to know what's happening. Now, let's see what happens if we make that sentence a little more complex. Sally went to the store even though it was hot outside. So, there are several things happening here. We know that Sally went to the store. The statement also tells us it was hot outside, but those aren't the only things we can learn from the statement. We know Sally went to the store and that it was hot outside, but we can also infer that whatever Sally got at the store was more important than the discomfort she would feel from the heat. That is inference. And it's a simple one, but I think it highlights one of the ways we learn how to read. I haven't told you that Sally cares more about what she got at the store than the weather outside, but we can figure that out through the words even though. Now, at no point in that analysis did it matter who the author was or what the author was thinking when they wrote it. I mean, I wrote it, but it doesn't matter what I was trying to say when I wrote it. If I write the statement, Sally went to the store even though it was hot outside, and then I turn around and said, Sally likes the heat, I'd be wrong. And it doesn't matter that I'm the one who wrote it. There's no evidence in the text that supports the idea that Sally likes the heat. If I wanted to convey the idea that Sally likes the heat, I should have written, Sally went to the store especially since it was hot outside. Now the inference we can draw here is that Sally likes the heat. Why? Because of the word especially. So you don't need to know what the author was thinking or what the author was trying to say in order to figure out the meaning of a sentence, a page, or a passage. You just have to understand that words have meanings and go from there. That's why words are important. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you learned something. Have a good week.